Hi, my name is Mohammed Radi. If you want to email me, mradi at Project Metrics Solutions, please pay attention to the S at the end of metric. There's S metrics solutions. There's S at the end of metrics. If you are going to Skype me, so a project dot metrics, pay attention to the S, and solutions, pay attention to the S. A project dot metrics dot solutions. If you can make the book a guide to the project management body of knowledge, which is very well known among the professional with the PMBOK guide, fourth edition, please do so. Um, our session today, the PowerPoint session, the topic is how to read the PMBOK guide, fourth edition. This acronym I'm going to use throughout PowerPoint session. And attention to the PMBOK exam takers, please make a note that before you have to sit for the exam before 31st of July 2013. And for those who are planning to take the CAPM exam takers, make a note that you have to sit for the exam before 1st of July 2013. What we are going to talk about today is the objectives to develop familiarity with the structure of the PMBOK Guide, fourth edition. Four things: definition of the project, five basic process groups, the inputs, tool and technique, and the outputs, and the knowledge area. The PMBOK Guide is divided into 12 chapters. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 we are going to go through it briefly. Chapter 1 is going to talk about the introduction. Of course, they are going to talk about the definition of the project, the relationship among project management, program management, and portfolio management, and the difference between project management and operation management. Chapter 2, you will find in it project life cycle and the types of the organization. The three most organization structure is a functional, projectized, matrix organization. In this page 28, if you look at it, you have to familiarize yourself with the functional matrix projectized structures to know your role or your responsibility in the functional environment and in the matrix environment and the projectized environment. You will find it varies in terms of the resource availability and the budget. What is a project in a way? The definition: it is a temporary endeavor with a beginning and an end. Very important definition, the beginning and end. It is not continuous. And the project creates a unique product, service, or results. When we talk about the product, construction is an example. Pyramids of Giza in Egypt, Taj Mahal in India, Tour Eiffel in Paris. If we are going to talk about the service, an example I gave it here, developing a website to offer online education. And for example, for the results, I gave two examples: running presidential election campaign and the results win or lose. The products here is document. And another example, I gave it from the research in the university. If you are working in academia, study of the genes of members of the parliament or members, or study the genes of criminals. The results here are research, the product research papers. The processes groups are 5 stages. They are initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, and controlling, closing. There are 42 processes which are applied to 5 stages, 2 processes in the initiating, 20 processes in the planning, 8 processes in the executing, and so forth. It is structured process for managing the project. There is a start and end, and there is a plan, do, check, and act. If you are remember Seward's model, invented in 1939 of Bell Labs, in order to integrate knowledge and practice, it's not going to be any different from what the project management institutions model. Um, it is not rigid, it's not a straight line. It is iterating. Sometimes you go from initiating, from planning to initiating one more time to be sure what's going on in the initiating phase. Sometimes you go from planning to executing, from executing to monitoring and controlling. Then you have to go back to planning again. And or sometimes you go from monitoring and controlling, you go back to the executing when you implement all what's planned. And there is tools to accomplish every process, tools and techniques. So there is inputs, there is outputs. The inputs example, what do I need before I can accomplish this? And the output, what will I have when I am done with accomplishing the processes? And of course, there's tool and technique. Tools can be software which can be used to help plan the project and analyze the schedule. Techniques are methods such as flowcharting, and you are as a project manager, you combine the tools and technique. Simply, they are both used to solve your problem. And I have made an analogy, the inputs and the outputs. For example, if you want to make a cup of tea or cup of coffee, there is inputs, there is coffee, the coffee itself, and then you have the output, the cup of coffee. The tool and technique used here, the brewer. When we talk about the knowledge area, there is 9 knowledge area, and it is started from the chapter 4. Each project has a scope, okay, and that needs to be managed. And the knowledge required to manage a scope is called project scope management. Okay, to perform the project work within the project scope, you need human resources, which need to be managed. The knowledge used to manage human resources is called human resource management. That's why you get the idea, and it goes with the rest of the quality integration and so forth. So we have 9 knowledge area. We need scope to how to define and manage the range of the deliverable and ensure everyone agrees with it. We need a time schedule to sequence, estimate, and control schedule activities. We need communication plan. We need integration plan. We need quality and so forth. So in summary, that's our topics, definition of the project, 5 basic process group, and so forth. Chapter 3 is organized in terms of process group. The project management, 5 process groups, describes what is required to manage the project. I'd like you to look at the page 43 from the PMBOK guide, 4th edition. Uh, you find the knowledge area and the initiating groups, planning group, and so forth. Here, for example, you see here 4.1 develop project charter, 4.2 develop project management plan, which is in planning, and 4.3 direct and manage project execution and so forth. So it is the enumeration is 4.1 go to 4.2. Don't study by the knowledge area. I'd like you to study by the process group. So when you are in the initiating process group, or you are in chapter 4 and you come across a 4.1 develop project charter, please go to chapter 10, identify stakeholders to find out what the input and output, and what the input and output, and what the tool and technique. Um, if you are going to study by the knowledge area, you are going to miss the concept of the project management, how to execute, how to accomplish the project. So my advice to you, you have to study for the exam according to to the real life, which is going from initiating, ending with a closing process group, and you have to know what's going on in the initiating process group. So which direction that I gave the answer. You have the process group. So it's starting from the real life, from the initiating to the closing. Chapter 3, it is deceptive. That's why I'm try to, you will find in chapter 3, page 45, 3.3.1, develop project charter, but it doesn't have the tool and technique. You might have the end products and the inputs and the output, but you don't know how to do it. So I'd like you to, when you go for, and this, everything goes the same thing for this, when you identify the stakeholders, which is knowledge area project communication management. So you have you are going to see 3.3.2 identify stakeholders, but when you are going through the knowledge area only, it is deceptive. Go by the initiating, try to find out from the knowledge area, develop, you find thing, develop project charter, then go to 10 to find out what's going on to complete the initiating group, initiating stage. So make a copy of page 43. Take it as a roadmap to reach chapter 4, integration management area, then go to chapter 10, project communication management. Familiarize yourself with the input and output techniques, and this is your homework. Use a table found in page 43 and enumerate the process group in knowledge areas accordingly. You will see here, this is the page 43. Make a copy of it. Take it as an example. So, for example, what in the initiating process group, go enumerate it by yourself. Take this as an example. Take the page 43 as a roadmap, as I said. 4.1 develop project charter, enumerate in the project area, knowledge area in chapter 4, 4.1. Then go to chapter 10, the communication management. After you finishing studying through the process group or for the 5 stages, then go and read it with the knowledge area. Uh, Thank you so much, and please contact me through my email, mradi at projectmetricssolution.ca, and my Skype name is project.metrics.solutions. Please use your professional Skype name. Thank you, and take care.